kind of hard to do anything without the music.
Your favorite TV character, Hot Rod. And I am here with some more big announcements for the 2026 Cross-Pollination Tour. Along with today's very special guest, remotely in the studio, Mr. Nate Rivera. Wait, let's not forget my amazing stagehand, Armand. For more information on BPS Talks, please check out my website. It's bpslife.com. Unfortunately, I did lose my extensive website page, but it's okay. There's been a lot of changes, so we are going to update that. So right now, we just have a quick splash page with a little bit of information for those of you that don't know. For those of you that do know, keep checking in on the website. We're putting up all new merchandise, all new Allies merchandise, and some other big surprises. So please check that out, bpslife.com, and see what we've got going on. Today's show is definitely going to highlight some of the great happenings here, as always. This year's tour, as well as additions to the show. Some new talent, some amazing special guests all over New England. And as always, our very special guest right here in the studio and or remotely in telling their stories as to why BPS Life has helped them to stay true. I'm with that, for sure. If you are watching this show on Facebook, as always, I'm going to beg you kindly to direct yourself to our YouTube page. It's BPS Talks Live. We will be airing all of our full episodes, as always. The only difference is they're going to be in the category for videos rather than our live feed, but you can see some of our old stuff there under the live category. But moving forward for the Cross-Pollination Tour, this in particular edition of Top Level Pro Fighter Tours, we will be filming full hour segments. And for all you Instagram fans, we have a new Instagram page. It is full of 2 to 3 minute segments and reels, some highlights. We will be uploading all of our winners' interviews that will be Matt's side literally during the tournaments and the top level competitions. Please take some time to check out our Instagram page. It is fresh, new. There are only a few clips up there of some amazing interviews that we did at top level's last competition with some retired superstar fighters, with some upcoming inspiring fighters, as well as we'll be having some competitions on there, some contests, and who knows, maybe some sneak peek news on there as well. No, that's not a cricket moment.
Damn, I missed the
Could
cue.
be a cricket moment.
Could have been.
Ladies and gentlemen in the studio, give it up for Armand. See, that was a cricket moment.
I did that.
I will never get used to this post-recording, live, non-live stuff. You know what? We did talk about that before, did we not? I would love to get some people down here just to keep me company, so I'm not just throwing everything on poor Armand's, I was going to say shoulders, but Armand's arms. But if you want to be a guest in the studio with us, that can help me through this. That would be amazing. Drop a comment in the feed. Send us a message on the .com page or whatever you'd like to do. Some of you have my number. Just definitely don't come to my house after 10. Fair? Fair. Guys, BPS Talks is presented to you today, especially this episode, by Top Level Pro Grappling. Undeniably, New England's best competition. If you haven't seen it, now's your chance. June 20th. Get on that Instagram. We have an Instagram, right? We have Instagram for Top Level Pro. They put all their information up there. They're very live with it, so you won't miss it. Check it out. This is a very special day for us here at BPS, as I'm certain it is for our supporters and our families at home. Just a reminder that there is a difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Although they're each very equally important, I hold a dear connection to Memorial Day, as I've lost some of the most important people in my life that serve to keep our country's freedom ringing. I'd like to take a moment to honor those loved ones as well as yours. For us here at BPS, in our hearts. The late, great Captain Chris, whose number one rule was always get the money first. I promised for the rest of my life I would make sure everybody knew that. The Navy love for Jeff Richard. There's so many things I could say about Jeff. I'm having a hard time talking, even mentioning his name. He's also here with me in the studio, and I take him everywhere I go. But I'm just going to leave it at that. He's one of the most important people in my life, and he always will be. He reminds me every day to fall back where I want to get up and going. So, and last and certainly not least, nothing but respect for the lost and gone too soon, the amazing K4, who taught me nothing but K-Force. If I go harder and I go harder, eventually it'll get easier. So join me in a moment of silence, everyone. Thank you all for sharing that time with me. Let's take a minute now to jump right into some amazing news. We talked our last episode a lot about Swarmy Fest. We're going to continue to talk about Swarmy Fest an abundant amount throughout the next couple of months, right, Armand? Because we've got September 19th is Swarmy Fest's big day event. It is a full weekend event for everyone participating. So if you get your VIP tickets and you get out there, it's a 3-day extravaganza. For the bands, it's a lot longer than that. For the team and the entire tribe that is participating. The newest band edition just released, hailing out of Maine. What is it? Was it Mid-Coast, Maine? Mid-Coast, Maine. I'm going to read their bio because I think it's spectacular. 10 years strong. The band's name is 3FD. They will be unveiling their masks at Swarmy Fest. I have to do a little more research because I don't know the hype yet about this band, but I feel like anybody that is advertising after 10 years that they are unveiling their masks, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. So I'm going to be there. You should be there. But this band, their bio is metal, rock, punk, and jazz. I'm not even remotely sure how to process all of that at once in one sound, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Swarmy Fest, September 19th. Also on the bill is Elijah P. Sloan, Singe, who we are representing to debut this year. And yes, definitely. And the founders, let's do this for a minute because I don't think they get enough flowers. Sepsis, it's the headlining band, but we don't advertise ourselves ever, right? We're always talking about that, and neither does Sepsis. They are giving the flowers to everyone else. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing, but I'm here to give the flowers to them. Yes, I'm a sponsor of this event, but I am not saying this stuff because I am a sponsor at this event. I am sponsoring this event because of these facts that I've learned when I met the team. The way that they put everything together, the dedication, and the hands-on extreme hard work to build, market, and provide a platform for the bands to really come together and showcase what they have is profound. Everything that they do is on their own accord, out of their own pockets to make this production happen, and their proceeds go to their artists. They are not doing what, and I won't start a war without my pulpit partner, but they are not out there pocketing money and then giving a little bit of flowers here and there. They are for the bands, they are for the hard work, and they really do put on an amazing live weekend. So get your research in, check out the page, check out Sepsis. We love you guys so much up there. Lots of new changes. I'm gonna not put too much into it because it's really not my story to tell. But I have this amazing jacket, which I don't know if you can get these anymore. These are the yellow jackets. They were bandmates only, I think, right? I don't know how I got so lucky, but I connected really well with Zachy B, with everybody, but Zachy B had just given me his jacket. I love it, I cherish it, and I have it here today because I know last year I missed his last performance with Sepsis. I'm devastated over that. However, my claim to fame, my Zachy B jacket, I don't know if you can still get them. I don't know if they're limited edition permanently. Whatever the case may be, get yourself to their page and check out what's going on. Maybe we'll get some buzz on who's going to be taking Zachy B's place this year in September. Moving along into our discussion for today, we are a full service, one stop shop record label as well as studio facility. So there's many of things going on in there. The BPS Printing is a department in there that promotes and markets local small businesses as well as nonprofit organizations, but most definitely bands, singers, songwriters, anybody pushing and promoting themselves. We do offer DIY merchandising, so we have a lot of punk bands, right? A lot of that going on still, as we are still doing our showcases on the weekends. So definitely get in, check out what the calendar is, come support us. Just because the lounge is temporarily closed does not mean we are not doing our stuff in full effect. So with that being said, we've got Jam coming back, our Open Musicians Jam. If you have not been to it, now is your time. Here is your invitation. It is June 11th. June 11th is going to be our first. We're going to be going back to weekly. It is going to be every Thursday, 7 to 10. So jot that down. The time has changed a little bit. I definitely don't want anybody missing out because they missed that moment. 7 to 10 every Thursday at the BPS Studios at 52 North Main Street. And none other than the amazing Chuck Peterson will be hosting on drums. We are doing things a little bit different. So this is our year of cross-pollination. We are doing things with intentions of artists supporting artists. So please keep in mind that your donations at the door are welcome. All of the services are volunteer services that we are giving, and we hope that you can pay it forward to other artists. We've got Karaoke Wednesdays coming in. I'm not going to tell you who is doing that production. It's a very big production that is happening. It's dear to me. Again, we're going to bring up the late, great Captain Chris as the Captain Chris karaoke competition. I have connected with an amazing local ally, and we are also connecting and tapping into our Pride community. So we are going to do some amazing things. That's going to be every Wednesday also at none other than the BPS Record Studio. We've got independent artist mixers coming. So if you're an artist or a label and you want to get in on that, please send me your information. I definitely want to get as many local labels and musicians, bands, anyone looking to connect with something that they don't have that can help promote their careers and move it forward. Or if you just want to come down and see the hype and meet everyone that's involved at BPS, you're more than welcome to do so as well. But check us out again on the website, and you can get our contact email right on there. The independent mixer for the independent artist. And that's pretty much what the label is, right, Armand? It's so hard when people try to get information about it. There's so much going on, and it does appear that it is a community access. It is, but it's not. So the only answer is come down, check it out for yourself, guys. That's BPS Records, BPS Studios. Check us out. With that being said, we do so much stuff. It does wear and tear on our bodies, and we're always talking about balance. A great way to balance some of that wear and tear is through one of our greatest sponsors and my favorite physical therapist, Moveolution PT. It's PT, body work, and performance work. I love the way that they express it. It's heal, move, and evolve, and that is legitimately just what they've done for me, as well as, giving me more I can never say that word, far more fluidity and mobility than I've had before. Involving in your sports performance, your athleticism, or just your own fitness. For me, it helps me stay afloat. I'm literally their walking billboard. So check out moveolutionpt.com. Heal, move, evolve. You will not be sorry. Which brings me, without further ado, into the topic of the hour, correct? Is it topic of the hour time there, Armand?
Could be.
The man of the hour here today to tell us his story of his purple and blue belt medals, fighting out of Vaca BJJ MMA, 4-time top-level competitor, Mr. Nate Rivera. Nate, are you with us?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing today?
I'm well. This is our very special edition of BPS Talks Memorial Recap. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we have you remotely in. We don't normally do that. But this is my second remote, so I'm glad it's working out for us. You saved the day with your special iPhone, so that really worked out. You're in Springfield today,
Yes, ma'am.
and you want to tell everybody, viewers, a little bit about where you're from, where you're out of, and what you're doing currently.
So my name is Nate Rivera, and I'm out of Springfield, Massachusetts. And I train under Vaca at Vaca BJJ, and we're based out of West Springfield, Massachusetts.
So, is that your affiliation, your school that you train at? Are you part owner or anything like that?
No, ma'am. I'm a purple belt under Vaca, and we're proudly under the Team Kimura out of Brazil.
Oh, wonderful. How long have you been there?
I've been with Vaca since the beginning. We opened up about 3 years ago. So it's been 3 years of high flying and growth.
Wonderful. So, and that's in, you said you're in Springfield, that is in East Springfield or West Springfield?
West Springfield.
So you've been competing with top level. Top level is the man of the hour for me. So you've been competing with top level for is it five competitions or 5 years?
5 competitions. This will be number 5.
Wonderful. We're very excited to see that. That is in June. June 20th, you are competing against Rodriguez. Are you excited about that match? How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. It always feels good to step out for top level pro. There's a well run event. It's always a good time. And the matches are great.
So do you have any knowledge of your competitor? Have you had a chance to kind of get in there and learn about that?
No, ma'am, nothing off the top.
So you're
But
going into this match strictly on your confidence, your skill, and what you bring to the table, it sounds like.
yes, ma'am, and that's kind of how it is anywhere else. You don't know another person's skill set, strengths, weaknesses. You got to go based off of your own, and the adversity you face in the match. There's everyone has a plan until the match starts. Some people can execute real fast, and other times you got to adjust to the variables.
I like that. I definitely like that. We do a lot of these kind of picking brains of the fighters, and what I'm finding is there's a lot of similarities, but you got to get really deep into there. So let's go towards what you just said. So you're in this match, you don't know, let's say your opponent's skill level. What do you do in an instant moment to acclimate yourself to changing your position as far as your mentality in the middle of a match?
It all starts with the first grips. That's how you can test the strength or wrestling acumen of your opponent. And usually from there you start to just try to work into the plan or react to what's presented in front of you. And I've faced many kinds of grapplers, wrestlers, guard pullers, taller than me, half my size. And every match has had something to offer in terms of a deep look into my game and how I respond to the present situation. So I could think about the match, but that'd probably just raise my anxiety. All the what ifs, how's this going to go? It's more how confident I am in my preparation.
So that being said, your style of fighting, I understand your style of fighting and what have you, but do you personally prefer standing with your opponent or taking it to the ground with your opponent?
Uh, I guess it's a blend of the two. I do love to stand up and exchange collar ties and grips. And if it leads to me getting my opponent to the ground, then it's all fine and dandy. But if it's me getting taken down, then that's another hole in my game that I'm gonna have to work on.
Well, you said it. You said hole in the game. That's usually my favorite question. You don't know your opponent, so it's kind of tough for me to ask if you know if they have any holes in their game. So let me ask it a little bit different. In your experience, in your level, do you see something that separates you differently by the holes in your competitors' games?
Just constant forward pressure. No back steps. That's something that I've been, especially in preparation for this match. It's just staying forward, staying moving, and staying composed.
I'm going a little backwards with my questions here because I like to switch it up a little bit. So let me get into, because I have those really fun questions at the end. But I wanted to ask you personally. I mean, everybody's journey is very similar to me as far as the drive and the force and what have you. But where are you in your career path, so to speak, as far as what your long term goals are?
Uh, my long term goals in totality are just to be able to continue doing this. It's when you start jujitsu, you want to get the blue belt, and that's something you can't look away from that. It's something we all wanted. Just that that sign that we are making progress, and you know after that, it's kind of I just want to be able to roll with my friends, make new friends through jujitsu, which is something that's been very powerful for me. I've been going all over Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, stepping into competitions, making new friends, training partners, and so that's kind of my goal, right? Is to just jujitsu. I want to be able to jujitsu until I'm dead.
Right on. That's kind of what we talk about in our music careers, right? Your professional level is just not playing, right? You got to continue. So you had mentioned blue belt. Let's talk about these medals that you have.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see. I two-time New York Spring Open no-gi gold medal champ, and one-time New Jersey Fall Open no-gi Masters one champion.
So as I was saying, going backwards a little bit here, how did you get into the competitive phase of training? So did you come into the sport knowing this is where I wanted to be and you trained for that, or is there a story behind that for you?
Uh, I got into jiu-jitsu in totality on the advice of a coworker almost a decade ago, probably 8 years ago. And we were talking, and I'm like, I'd like to get in shape. I feel out of shape. I feel sluggish. He was like, you got to come try jujitsu. And yeah, I took it to heart. I went and checked it out the next day. Called, scheduled, that first class, and yeah, it was a whole different world. Very, very humbling. A lot of men, especially, we walk around and we think we're the toughest. We can't be beat. And it's as soon as you start rolling on the mat, you realize that you don't know what you're doing. And that's very humbling. Especially you get choked out by a kid half your size, and you're smiling about it after. There's something about jujitsu that's just highly intoxicating.
I have to agree. It is my favorite to watch. Um, but I do see what you just said. I see that in a lot of my friends and my colleagues, and that camaraderie and that it's like a breath of real life within it. It's pretty nice. I like to see that. It's very inspiring, and that makes me think like, what is your biggest inspiration outside of that keeps you true to yourself within, your craft?
My biggest inspiration is my Lord and Savior Jesus. I've battled drug addiction multiple times. I've hit rock bottom. I've been at points where I didn't love me, but Jesus still did. And it's through his grace I was able to overcome, right? And that's just the start because there's still the rest of life. I beat addiction. Now it's just maintaining that positive attitude that he's imbued me with, to just care, to just spread love through jujitsu, through actions. Uh, a small word could change someone's life. Hello, how you doing? I hope you have a great day. And that's it's kind of my mentality. It's words are powerful.
100% I agree. So it's safe to say that that coworker definitely was the work of Jesus. I would say
I,
that.
I would think so too. It's been a ride.
Wonderful. I love to hear that. We had did a segment was it last year, Armand? A segment, and we were talking about music. We do this whole balance of life, and it was very rare that people would bring up religion in any way or any kind of spiritual nature. So we finally just kind of laid it out on the line, and then all of a sudden, the whole rapport of admission and love it was amazing, and I love to hear that you brought it here.
Yes, ma'am. It seems like there's been an explosion of people being bold in the faith, lately in this country, and it's beautiful to see.
That's what we need for sure, 100%, especially with the youth and what have you. You're a father of four, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I have 4 sons, 13, 9, 8, and 3.
Oh my goodness. Did they come to see you fight?
Not these matches but we have taken, daddy and son road trips down to New York, spend the night, go do an IBJJF. And it's a blast. It's, corralling them in between matches, having teammates there with me just to help out. So I don't have to stress about it in the bullpen. It's a journey.
That's amazing. So how do they feel about it? Do they want to follow in your footsteps?
uh, 2 out of 3 will come, or sorry, 2 out of 4. They'll come to open mat, they'll come roll around, and I think as long as they're exposed to it, as long as they can handle themselves at a certain point, I don't need them to be like me, because they're all their own unique individuals.
We have a big household ourselves, and they're all completely different individuals. That's for sure. Let's go into contact. So, where you did decide, you did just discuss that feeling of camaraderie and family, and that substance that you get from this kind of sport and style of fighting. I want to kind of express that we feel the same way, in our cross pollination of what we're doing to platform for the fighters. But I want to make sure that my platform gets to your platform. How can they support you, sponsor you, reach out, see kind of your path?
If you want to keep up with the journey, you could find me at Nasty Nate Jiu Jitsu on Instagram, N4STY, N4T3JJ. That's Nasty Nate Jiu Jitsu on Instagram.
Wonderful. We have that up there, right, Armand? Yes. So Instagram seems to be the thing. So I'm hoping that we can get our big clips in there too. Are you currently looking for any sponsors? Do you have any sponsors that you would like to shout out?
Uh, I don't care any sponsors, but if I could shout someone out, the one person that comes to mind would be my wonderful fiance. She's the one that truly, truly holds it all down when I'm preparing for these matches and I'm getting a little stressed, a little anxious. When the nerves start to hit, she's the one that deals with all those, me in my moods or having a bad day. And so I just want to shout out my love, Sarah Campbell. She's the best person I know in this entire world.
Oh, I love that. Team Sarah all day long. You could tell Sarah too. My biggest saying is behind every successful man is a woman rolling her eyes. You know how much work she had to do to get you there.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Do you have anything you'd like to say to your opponent?
Good luck. I can't wait to see you on June 20th.
And then my favorite and last question before I let you go, because I know you got some great things to do today. If you could build any dream fight, it could be realistic, it could be people that are passed on or here today. What would that fight look like? Who would that be?
Dream fight for me? That is such a good question. Maybe Craig Jones, just to share the bat with him. Definitely ain't going to win, but I think it'd be a great time.
Well, it's your dream fight, so you get to display how it goes. So you're winning that fight, I guess.
With Octopus Guard, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's been so great getting to know you a little bit. I look forward to meeting you on the mat. I am going to be there on June 20th as well, doing winner interviews. So maybe I'll get to chat with you at your winning match.
Fingers crossed.
All right. We'll see you soon. So great to meet you, Nate.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks, Nate. It was so amazing of Nate to share with us his journey, how he went from what he disclosed as a former addiction into fatherhood, into perseverance, and being able to stand confidently on his spiritual strengths and his beliefs. I think all of that together as a whole is also why I am so attracted to the entire organization that has led me to have that kind of strength. So I think it's amazing. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you, Nate, again. And I will repeat, the women behind the men stand strong. So thanks for that, Sarah. We definitely appreciate you for that also. Let's bring it back before we close to our amazing supporter and sponsor, Top Level Grappling Pros. You want to check out their Instagram. You want to get to this competition. These fighters that we are interviewing are competing against one another on June 20th at Nomads. And is it South Windsor? 100 Bidwell Ave, South Windsor. Get your tickets on the Top Level page. Message Top Level if you're not sure and you want more information. I don't know if the card is full. I'm assuming it would be at this hour. However, there are more competitions. So if you want to be involved, you're a fighter. If you want to be a part of the show, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to be a guest, get on the Instagram page for Top Level and learn everything there is to know. They're so good at keeping their page live. I'm super jealous. I'm going to have my people call their people. But until then, get your tickets and tune in next week for another episode of BPS Talks with Top Level Pro Fighters. Bye.